Why do some things look better on certain bodies versus others? There is a science to style just as much as there is an art. And in today's video, we are going to be looking at two people wearing the exact same outfit and breaking down why it was more flattering on one person versus the other. If you are new here, I am Courtney St. Clair, your transformative style coach. I help empower, educate, and inspire women to level up their confidence and become magnetic by leveraging the power of style and feminine energy. Last week on my Instagram stories, it was celeb versus celeb, and I had you guys vote on who you thought wore it better. If you missed it, make sure you follow me on Instagram and check in with my stories regularly because I just might do it again. I want to reiterate that the purpose of this video is not to body shame, it's not to style shame, it's not to put anybody down for taking a style risk that didn't play in their favor. It's simply to educate you as a fashion consumer on why certain pieces are more flattering on certain people, or how different accessories can manipulate the way that the eye sees your body, so that when you head out to shop or head into your closet to get dressed, you know exactly what to look for and what to avoid in order to look and feel your best. But in order to do that, you're going to need to know your body shape. So if you haven't downloaded your free body shape guide yet, if you are watching this on Instagram, you can DM me or snag it at the link in my bio. If you are watching this on YouTube, then the link is down below. So first up was Miley Cyrus versus Lena Dunham, and Miley was the clear winner here with 90% of the vote. So let's take a look at why. Before anything, this is coming down to fit. Miley definitely had this piece tailored to fit her body as perfectly as it does. Secondly, these two women have body types on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Miley has a slim, very angular body, whereas Lena's body is more curvy, and this piece is very structured. The material, you can tell, does not have a lot of stretch to it. There is pleating and pockets in the hip area. Pleating adds fullness to an area, and all of these elements are not necessarily the best choice for somebody who has more curve to their body. Whereas somebody who is more angular can handle that extra fullness and that added dominance of structure because it harmonizes with their body. You can see in the hip area on Lena that it looks bulky, that instead of the pleats laying vertical as they're meant to, that they are pulled horizontal. And the legs, which are just meant to skim over your leg, are actually very fitted because she has more curve and fullness in that area. And because there isn't any stretch or flow to the material of the piece, it didn't move with her body. It just sat on top of it, pulling in all of the wrong places. This piece just wasn't made to fit a body like Lena's, but it was made to fit a body like Miley's. When it comes to the art of style, in this case, Miley brought it with her hair and makeup, and she added a few accessories, whereas Lena didn't add any extras. Miley served up chicken cacciatore, while Lena just gave us some plain baked chicken breast. And just like in cooking, it's those extra details that make everything more exciting. Next up is Drew Barrymore versus Kate Middleton. And again, Kate was the clear winner here with 86% of the vote. So let's break it down. Here we are looking at two different body types, but also two different body shapes. Drew is an H shape, whereas Kate is a V shape. So the first thing to notice is the lines on this dress. The print is a variety of colors that come together to create vertical lines down the body, which creates a beautiful path for the eye up and down the body, elongating and slimming it. But the other thing to notice is that there is a horizontal line right across the waist. And wherever you place a horizontal line on the body, it has a widening effect. So for somebody like Drew, who is an H shape and doesn't have a lot of waist definition to begin with, it's not necessarily the most flattering choice. Generally, we want to create the illusion of a little bit more definition to the waist with this shape, which could have been accomplished if that horizontal line was a little bit higher, more towards the bust line, or this dress also would have been really flattering if there was no horizontal line detail at all, and it was just the dress mimicking her natural column-like body shape with those vertical lines. However, she still does look spectacular in it. The colors are gorgeous on her. The fit is also great, so it is not a complete miss. But Kate looks breathtaking in this piece. Being a V shape, she has a smaller waist, not necessarily a well-defined or a really curved waist, but it's smaller in proportion to her bust. And while she isn't a busty woman, it's her bone structure in this case that makes her bigger on the top. The top of her ribcage is more robust than the bottom, and her body can handle having a horizontal waist detail. The other thing that makes this look so beautiful on Kate is she's added that solid, bright color shawl that was very thoughtfully placed right below the largest portion of her body, adding fullness to create balance. Then we have Kris Jenner versus Demi Lovato, and again, we have a clear winner here with Demi taking 91% of the votes, and Demi looks like a total knockout in this piece. So let's look at why it wasn't as flattering of a choice for Kris. These two women have very similar body shapes, both are A's, but Demi is a very curvy A. Her waistline is very rounded in its definition, whereas Kris's waist is smaller in proportion to her hips, but she is more of an angular A. So rather than going like this, she goes more like this. So when we look at Demi in that dress, the rounded details placed right at the waistline is beautifully mimicking the natural flow of her body in that area. And then there's this beautiful V neckline that pulls the eye up and out to these structured shoulders, which create phenomenal balance for her body. She looks like she has that balanced hourglass figure in this piece. But for Kris, those rounded details at her more angular waist is having the opposite effect. It's pulling it out and widening her body. If the detail here on this dress would have been more angular, diagonal lines meeting, it would have had more of that cinching effect on her body, and it would have been much more flattering on her. And lastly, we have Shakira versus Pink. Shakira stole this one with 77% of the vote, although this dress does suit Pink's style vibe very, very well. But here's why it was a little bit more flattering on Shakira. Shakira is an H shape and Pink is an H shape. And while this dress is shaped like a rectangle and while harmonizing with your body shape is usually very flattering, in this case, it isn't working so well for Pink because it is the whole outfit. It is the focal point. The eye has nowhere else to go, so it almost cuts her body into three sections rather than creating a beautiful streamlined figure. Another variation of Pink's body is that she does have broader shoulders, which also catches your attention here because of the neckline of the dress. If this dress had a different neckline, perhaps a V-neck halter, or even if it just had like a crew neck kind of t-shirt style, it would have played in proportion to her shoulders as well as pulled the eye up the body, giving it a little bit more of a streamlined effect. Whereas Shakira is an A shape. She has a beautiful defined waist and curvy hips, and this dress just allows that shape to show. But she also has added those over the knee boots, which pull the eye down, creating that streamlined effect and elongating her body. These boots also would have been a great option for Pink to create the same effect and allow the eye to follow the beautiful column-like shape that her body has. As you can see, the results, even though there was a clear winner in all cases, it was never unanimous. While the science of style is solid, there's also an art of style, right? So the science is why something works versus why something doesn't work. And then the art is how you apply and combine those facts to create an expression of yourself. And that can come down to personal preference on whether or not you like one expression versus another more. And then there's also the aspect of psychology. How a person feels in an outfit affects how they show up in it and the energy that they give off that you receive when you're in your presence or when you look at them. So even if the science isn't perfect, if the person wearing the outfit is bringing the vibes, that will trump every time. But all three of those things combined creates a magnetic, show-stopping look. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful and want me to create more just like it, please let me know by leaving a comment, giving this a like, and sharing it with your friends. The collective energy of women rising together is so powerful. Until next time, get up, dress up, show up.